People need to just let game creators create. Okay, it's just something that hasn't been allowed for quite some time because of legacy and trilogy, right? So it's time to start over. Let us start over. Let them start over.
It's a two-way thing, though. Like, man, so we had a hell of a weekend over at San Diego Comic-Con. I mean, okay, we weren't there, but we were watching. Like, a lot of other people got to watch. Some awesome content that's coming out. Some not even fighting game related. You know, you're a fan of comic books, anime, and everything in between. It was the weekend to keep your eyes peeled. But we definitely were looking out for that Mortal Kombat 1 info. Ed Boon or Hody posted up very early on, like, oh, this could be a great place to go. So all eyes on him. So we got a couple of trailers and even some content that hasn't come out yet, but like there's Twitter clips of it because they only showed it exclusively in their panels and all. But let's just jump into the initial one, the official Ngati trailer for MK1 that showed a lot more of the environment, the possible stories that we're gonna getting into, and some new characters, of course, right? We got some new characters. We got Li Mei has been shown off now as a much more prominent character. You know, in the past she's been a side character, nothing much, just a refugee wrangler in MKX last time we saw her, but now she is full-blown in the game, playable character, whipping ass with all the pink energies and lion-esque, animal-esque looking moves. Yeah, ancient secrets, mystical arts. Oh, okay.
And then, so pause real quick. Yeah, I was streaming it, and I literally thought it was Melina because I didn't know anybody.
Yeah, that's messed up, bro.
Anybody that's pink,
prima Melina, I guess.
Yeah, he didn't know. Let's be clear. I was shocked myself. I think I was in your Discord, right? Yeah, I was in your Discord, and I was like, "How do I know this?" I thought Static G was way more in the deep lore of MK, as I was over the years. Not the 3D era as much.
Anything after Shaolin Monks and Deadly Alliance, I know nothing. Even the characters in Deadly Alliance, I don't know.
You don't know who got introduced?
Huh? I just know Liu Kang died.
Yeah, that was a shocker.
Then you got Zombie Liu Kang.
Yep.
And
yeah, that was bad.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, it's fine. But yeah, that's where my MK lore ends, and then it starts back in MK9.
Okay, so Li Mei now a bigger part, and we actually get to see another character that has been introduced, not new to the series at all, was just in MKX. Last we saw was not in MK11. You might not know from looking at her, apparently for some people, but it was kind of tough at first. But Tanya has been involved. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that section in a sec. All right.
I actually knew as soon as I saw Yellow.
No,
I was like,
fuck no. I could go to your stream. I could go to your stream right now, and you'd be like, "Yo, Jade," because that's the first thing you said. You said Jade first. No, and it's complete fun because I was like, "Oh shit, Staff." Like the way she was looking, I was like, "Oh, it's Jade," because we hadn't seen her face at this point. But I'm assuming it's gonna be
right
Jade.
There, pause. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, Jade, because Staff, you're right. And then I was like, huh. Is that
yeah.
And then she said Tanya.
Yeah, like all we got to see, by the way, the person in the background look a whole lot like Chameleon, right? Female Chameleon, if you don't know who that character is. Might have gotten another character without realizing it. But anyway, yeah, so it's Tanya. Tanya's also another a returning character. She's coming back. Last seen, like I said, in MKX. A kind of a revamped moveset. I mean, there are slight similarities here. It's jarring a bit because this is not like her traditional like weapon that she's used, which is why it caused some confusion because the female staff wielding character. Who are you thinking? You're thinking Jade, right? So it's like, understandable. But it's Tanya, and we get to see some more gameplay of her. But we also got to look at more of the story involving Melina and a disease that they've already kind of hinted at before. Potentially even some maybe some Kenshi romance going on here. The way he's acting around her as she's on that table, on that chair, excuse me. And we get Baraka. Yes, there we go. And then we get the Baraka reveal, where he then explains Tarkan, the disease or it's a curse from Tarkhan, and it's like a disease that eventually develops you and it makes you into a Tarkhan. Because now it's been official that Baraka was like a merchant from Outworld, or a well-respected merchant before he contracted this disease. It's all on the official site. I'm not making this shit up, guys. You guys can go check this out. Cite my source. But we get to see some Baraka gameplay. So officially, he is an actual playable character in this game, and what a playable character too, right? I think
yeah, it looks great.
Some pretty wild ass combos. Got some coast to coast, a lot of damage. A couple other little tidbits, like even his arm blades get impaled. Right, if it looks like if you EX them in a character, it's actually now in the character and stays with them. Probably some DPS that we're gonna get over time. He did something similar at MK11 actually, so nothing too new there. But regardless, though, bro, he's got it all, man. My man's just got all the movesets.
I just like that they revamped a lot of the movesets to make the characters seem more. I'm not gonna say realistic, but they have this like more of a. It's like a weird impact to them where I feel like they look like they feel good. It's almost like that mixture between Injustice, the impacts for that, and then adding a little bit of Mortal Kombat with the like special moves being a little bit more. I guess they're still like pretty, but they're like it's not stiff. It just doesn't look stiff.
Tanya does not look stiff at all.
No, I mean Tanya's moves look weird because she's doing like these weird splits. But I mean, other than that, everything looks really fluid.
Yeah, I think definitely the showcase. A good way to end it was the firework fatality from Li Mei on Rain. That was gnarly. I like how I think when we watched that live, we're like, oh, this is where it's gonna end right here. That's a cool way to. Oh, it's not ending yet. Oh my god, look what's happening. And it was like by the end, we're like, what the hell?
It exploded.
Yeah, definitely a level up.
If I may, so there's been actually a couple of controversies today, actually, about Tanya's character change. Mm-hmm. Now, I, being the Mortal Kombat player and story player that I am, I mean, first off, yes, it is a new design. Yes, they gave her different hair, but it's obviously a different type of look to her character. She looks more like Will Smith's mom from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She looks a little bit older.
Miss Banks, let's go, Miss Banks.
Yeah.
Wait. We're talking pre recasting, right?
Will Smith's hair? No, it looks like the sister of Vivian. Vivian's sister. That's the one. Not Will Smith's sister. Yeah, the one that was always serious.
Will's mom, his actual mom, right?
The other sister.
His mom, not. Man, this is good.
Wait.
I know.
Are you talking about Uncle Phil's wife or Will Smith's mom?
The third sister of Vivian.
Because there's another sister. Yes, there is another sister. I can't remember her name.
Her.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
We remember the episode though. That was great.
I don't mind about all the changes, even if they have character differences, because of the time change.
Yes.
Because of the time travel, anything can change. Even
Absolutely.
a character. Look, Baraka might not even be Baraka. He can be Goro for all I know. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Obviously, we see Goro as a cameo character, but what I'm saying is, like, people can be as a different look. Like, we got Striker, cameo, whatever, but the main characters obviously can be different. Li Mei is different. She has a different role. She's more involved with Liu Kang. Mm-hmm. Melina and Katana are cool. They're on the throne in that one part.
For now,
you got Rain sitting right next to Melina. Things haven't gone to poop yet. So
yeah,
we haven't
exactly.
hit the fan yet. So like, I'm fine with, and you know what? Tanya doesn't even have her eyes yet. So
I know.
I'm
Listen,
good. I'm good. With all this controversy, I can move on.
People need to just let game creators create. Okay, it's just something that hasn't been allowed for quite some time because of legacy and trilogy, right? So it's time to start over. Let us start over. Let them start over.
It's a two-way thing, though. Like, these are the characters that are the timeless characters they created. These are the ones that people like. And, when you go and change, it's okay to change. Like, I don't think anybody here, gives a fuck about the changes to said characters, right? As long as the game plays right and plays well and it's fun, that's all we care about, right? But at the same time, like, these are the people, this is also your market. People want to, this could be their favorite character. What would happen if your favorite character did get such an abrupt change, right? How do you think they're going to feel? Do you think they will they will pay for it. Like, are they going to not? Are they going to boycott it? This, that, and the other. It's a weird conversation. I don't want, but like, the biggest thing is just play the game for what it is. Like, it's part of, like you said, Static, it's part of even how the game is. It is a reboot. It is Liu Kang's world. Things are his whole universe, his whole timeline. Things are changing. People can change too. That's okay. Maybe Liu Kang didn't like getting betrayed by Tanya and MK4 and getting killed, right? I don't know if y'all remember that one. That was
you walked into
right?
a trap.
You walked into a trap. Whoa, you're dead.
You know what? She does look a little bit more like that one.
Like, it's like the biggest thing people are tripping out about is just, it's her ethnicity stuff. I'm like, bro, she's always been that of the darkest skin for all of us. She could have been freaking Hispanic or black. It didn't matter. We knew what it was. As long as she played right, that's fine. Her hair is different. Big fucking whoop. Doesn't mean could be her hair the entire time. Who cares? Like, get past that. That's just like your character's there. There should be happy Tanya's in there. I'm not saying like, oh, just because she's in, you should be happy for everything. But regardless, give it a chance. You don't know. All right, you don't know. But I don't hear but here's the thing. I don't hear nobody complaining about everything else about her. Like, I played Tanya. I mained her in 4. I mained her in freaking 10. Like, she's never had this she's always had like mystical like powers and such, but she's never had whatever the hell this is that's going on with her gameplay wise. Counter the way that she's using the triple break off spear, the multiple hands, like, during her x-ray and stuff like that, and her fatalities. Like, she did not have any of this. Why is no one tripping out about that? Like, no, we don't, because
I mean,
it's just
nobody
like,
flipped out about Rain. Rain is completely different. He's
Rain. Yeah, it's like word. This is what we're tripping out about. Like, come on, it is not that deep. It is cool though, regardless. But let it be that.
Where's Kenshi's bandana?
Yeah, where's Kenshi's bandana? He can still see as far as we can tell, right? This entire time. It's like no one gives a shit about all these other things, but it's like really weird. The Tanya situation, that's what we're gonna really trip out about. Like, come on, dog. What is really going on here? But it is what it is. They went with that direction, and that's the direction they're going. We're not gonna be able to change them out on that. The game looks good. The characters so far they've introduced, including Darius, another cameo character. Once again, another MVP. Deep cut for you, or MVP. That Static G just would not stop calling him that the entire time he got announced.
But he's MVP of the WWE.
But he's a cameo, and his full, I believe it's just Armageddon is when he was introduced. I don't think he was in Deception, but in Armageddon he was definitely in there. And yeah, with the full setup and everything, so he looks dope. He's been added, so another cameo's been introduced along with the new characters. And we had a little bit more. Did not really just stop there either. We ended up with of course the one that made the big headlines. Let's get into that real quick. So the next day, day 2, I believe it was day 2 of it. Was it not? Or same. No, my bad. You were right. Same day. I walked away and it felt like day 2. Yeah. And we've got our first Kombat Pack trailer.
Thanks, son.
God.
They look a little weirdly cheesy, but I like it still.
Yeah, because this is not like what you normally see them at. So we got to see Omni-Man, we got to see Ermac, we got it was only those two. I don't know. Nobody came in on the right. Then we got Quan Chi, and then we've got Takeda on the right, and then
that was awesome.
Coming down from above, we had freaking Homelander. I'm just kidding. It was Peacekeeper. I was just making a John Cena joke.
Peacekeeper. Did I say the Enforcer? Wow.
I don't know what the hell you said.
The Enforcer is.
But
dude, oh my god, this game is so sick.
What a fucking lineup, bro.
Can I say, for the record, they've always done great with like these DLC characters just being from any other place, which is really cool. But this time, I screamed, I want Injustice 3. I feel like I'm about to play Injustice 3.
Right.
That's super, like, I gotta be honest. I feel like I'm really about to play Injustice 3 because it feels like these characters, and might I add, we might still get more invincible characters. I don't think Omni-Man is the only character that we will see. We might even get like a character like Adam Eve, who, you know, is kind of like the Starfire of that series. So I don't know, but this is hella dope. I mean, I just want to hear the lines between Homelander and Omni-Man. Like, they got to be popping off at each other.
Of course. Everybody, you know, the meme is real. They are leaning into it, right? And it makes sense. I mean, you know, we knew about this technically. Like if you remember very early on, I don't think we said it on the show itself because we didn't want to spoil it for anyone then. But I obviously came across it. But Amazon leaks for this happened like so long ago, and it made sense then, and it makes even more sense now considering if things like the strike wasn't happening and such. There have been so many shows have been delayed. One being The Boys. The timeline within MK1 dropping and the new season of The Boys coming out kind of fits within a marketing scheme that works very well. It makes a lot more sense. So I wasn't as surprised to see Homelander, and of course, Invincible's gotten new season. Peacekeepers has a new season. It's not happening yet, but this all ties in marketing for me. Like it just makes a lot of sense. But then the other three, right? Ermac without a mask fully this time. We've seen his kind of face before, but it's like I don't know, people are not vibing with it. Apparently they don't like he's a red ninja. Come on, give him his ninja mask already. I don't know why yeah, he looks terrible. I
mean, if he still plays well, I don't think people are gonna care, but like I get it, you want the aesthetic to be there. You kind of like the mask, that was the whole big thing, but I don't think we've ever really seen under the mask, right? Or has it been a time?
Well, he had the bandanas around his face.
Yeah, exactly. He had like the wraps and such. So it's like they would slowly come up. Excuse me. I'm sorry. We have seen him kind of without it. There was like an alternate costume in MKX that you saw him with that you could see his face even more abrupt. But like, I don't know. People just aren't vibing with how he's looking right now. We've got the other guy that's just as pale with Quan Chi making a return. Last seen when he got decapitated in MKX. Now, whether or not any of this is canon is like a no. It's like an obvious no because Takeda is also in, and it's very clear like where in the timeline this is. Right, Scorpion's not Master Hasashi in this. He's Sub-Zero's brother. It's Bihan and Qui-Lian. Qui-Lian being Scorpion. Yeah, it's weird, but they just, I guess, wanted to still let somebody from the Combat Kids, I guess Takeda being one of the more popular ones, to make their way back into the game makes sense. Was not an MK11, neither was Kung Jin, but I guess between the two, I prefer Takeda over Kung Jin anyway, because I hated fighting against that character. So I'm fine with that.
I mean, I feel like Takeda seems a little bit older in this. Like they might have.
He is,
him up a little bit.
Yeah. People been posting up. They're like, "Yo, he's got wrinkles. Like this is my man. This is not baby." They're saying this is not baby Takeda. This is like Grandpa Takeda. Like, word. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting to see. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's a rebooted series. They can do whatever they want.
He might use a whole completely different moveset than just the whip chains or whatever. So he might be doing some other stuff that we haven't seen before.
For sure. But yeah, so we've got we've got our first set of DLC. We've got some new characters. We still got a lot of other characters to get through, a lot more cameos to see in time. But MK1's shaping up to be solid.
You want to talk about the trailer that they showed at Comic-Con?
The one that hasn't released?
The one, yeah.
Okay.
Or no?
We can.
Story trailer. It was shown on cell phone footage, but it's just a story. I guess a story part that shows two characters that have not been in the game since 4 and 3, respectively.
Yeah, we can. You know what? We'll wait on that one. We already know who it is. They're gonna more. They're gonna. Yeah, you guys can go look it up right now. Just look up MK1 story trailer. You'll see it. You'll see like just like cell phone footage, because once again, this wasn't available online. It's supposed to be an exclusive for those that went out to San Diego Comic-Con. That's gonna most likely come out and hit the scene like relatively soon. But yeah, those two additional characters, we'll talk about them. It's really awesome to see them both kind of a long time gone or unplayable in the series for some time. So they're really starting to kind of build up this story that I'm getting more and more invested in. I can't wait. MK is just one of those games where I'm in it for the lore, man. I'm in it for the lore, and it's for a good reason.